My parents sat me down at Sunday lunch to demand I cover my brother's living expenses. They had no idea I had already sold my house and accepted a job 3,000 miles away. The migraine started before I even rang the doorbell. It always did. A dull pressure behind my eyes, like my body knew this routine better than I wanted to admit. I strapped it inside anyway. Same house, same smell, same rules waiting for me. Barrett was on the sofa stretched out like he owned the place. On his wrist my gift, the $600 watch I had given him last year. He did not even look up when I walked in. When you set the table alone, my mother called, already smiling at him. Of course, I always did. We barely started eating before my father cleared his throat. That was the signal. The announcement we have decided, he said, came and film. You all spotted your brother. About 25,000 US dollar a month rent. He's got expenses. It's family. Not a question, never a question. I set my fork down gently. No anger, no race wise. I sold my house yesterday. I said I'll leave for settle on Tuesday. Silence dropped hard across the table. You did not ask for help. I added, standing up. You announced an arrangement. No one stopped me this time, so I walked out. Paid out 80,000 US dollar to an offshore gambling platform, and he had already dropped a $2 million loan requested using a forget version of Salon digital signature. Salon did not go looking for it. It came to her. Barrett had never updated Cloud Scenic on the MacBook. She bought him, lazy, like everything else. His browser history emails even dropped, still tied to her Apply family sharing account. At first, it looked like nothing. Late night betting sites, then bigger number, then panic search. Then she saw the top email. Her name, her title, her firm's back office address. A clean, confident request for 2 million signed as if it were her. Attached document, forget, convincing, dangerous. Salon started at the screen waiting for the old feeling guilt, responsibility, the urge to fix it. It did not come. Instead, something quieter settled in, clarity. This was not her mess. It never had been. She had not been helping Barrett all these years. She had been hiding the damage before it surfaced. So she stopped protecting him. She called Y9, the private lender Barrett had used to pull a 3 lakh US dollar loan against their parents' house. By the end of the day, Salon wired the money. The lie now belonged to her. Barrett walked into Salon office like he finally had power. I think we need to talk, he said, dropping into the chair across from her desk. His smile was that shape about what happened when the SAC sees what I have got. He slid his phone forward, screenshot, files, numbers. You are exposed, he continued. Go concentrator at best, unless you fix this 500,000 clean or I send everything. Salon did not reach for the phone. She already knew what he thought he had found. 2 days earlier, she had seen it. His forgotten power of attorney sitting in her frame, spending file queue, sloppy but almost believable. She had not reported it. Instead, she built something for him, a folder labeled Q3 unallocated dividends. Q3 unallocated dividend clean structure convincing data completely fabricated. And she waited. Barrett still logged into her remote desk from his last attempt, took the page within an hour, click by click, screenshot by screenshot, every move recorded, device ID, IP address, timestamp, unauthorized access to a secure corporate system. Now he sat there thinking he had her cornered. Sloan let the silence stretch until it made him uneasy. Then calmly used just documented a fatal offense. She pressed one button. Compliance, she said. Security arrived before Barrett could stand. He did not go quietly, but he went. At her parents' 40th anniversary gala, Salon replaced the tribute slide show with the truth. The room was dressed in white lilies and crystal soft music played louder, the kind of evening bell to protect appearance. Perry stood near the center, champagne in hand, loud and careless as always people gravitated toward him. They always had. Salon watched for a moment before stepping onto the stage. Come, Maya. Thank you all for being here, she said, her voice steady. Then she turned slightly and nodded to the technician. The screen behind her flickered. Childhood photos disappeared. In their place, documents. A forget power of attorney, a default notice, a deed of trust, clean, undeniable. The room went silent. Salon stepped down and walked to her father, placing a formal envelope in his hands. The property is in default, she said quietly. My holding company owns the lie. He started at her, unable to speak. This is not revenge, she added. It's accounting. Gasps rippled through the room as understanding spread. Barrett did not laugh anymore. Hours later, at the airport, he made one last move, filing a false assault report to stop her from leaving. Salon did not argue. She presented data, GPS logs, watch heart rate records, security footage. Fact, no emotion. Fact, not emotion. Barrett was detained at the terminal. Salon watched through the glass as they led him away. By the next day, everything shifted. 18 months for Barrett, the house gone within 48 hours. Silence from people who once applauded. For the first time, Salon felt nothing pulling her back. I am on my balcony with a cup of coffee. That's exactly the temperature I like, and my phone has not run once today. That still surprises me. Still is quieter than she accepted, not peaceful in a dramatic way, just still. Salam thought there would be satisfaction at the end of all this, a clean sense of victory. There is not. What she feels instead is something harder to name. Relief, yes, but also grief for the years she spent confusing obligation with love, for how normal it all once felt. She does not dress it up anymore. People who frame generosity as obligation are not asking for help. They are describing a transaction they have already decided you all agree to. And there is no version of that story where everyone walks away happy. You just have to decide it if the cost of staying is one you can actually afford. She takes another sip of coffee, letting the quiet settle around her. Sloane Myers, 32 years old, she's still figuring out what quiet feels like. If you have ever had to choose yourself like this, what did it cost you? Drop in your comments.